Dr. Eunice,
Yes.
could you tell me what are your son Emmanuel is how old?
He's 14,
Going into grade
10.
and how do you handle the phone with him?
We had a discussion and I said I would like to support you so that you can be able to get like your dream. So I asked him, what is your dream to graduate in school? He said he wants to graduate with a GP of 4.
Wow.
So I said, okay, so how can I support you? Then he told me, help me to control the phone.
Wow.
So we agreed and said, you can use your school laptop to get everything you need, so you don't need your phone. So I keep the phone during the week, and he will get it on Friday evening if he has already done all that is required from school. No homework leftovers, no, all the chores in the house are done. And if he doesn't do any of his listed chores, then we keep the phone for the following week.
Oh, yes.
And
So
on Saturdays, he can use the phone, and I don't need to ask for it on Sunday evening. If I ask for it, then I keep it for another week.
Oh, so
Yeah, if I don't have to go, please can you bring your phone? It is him to bring it. So if he doesn't bring it as we agreed, because he signed a document saying I will be doing returning the phone by 9 p.m., then I will keep the phone for another week.
Wow.
Yeah. And he has to work on Saturday so that he can pay for his phone. We don't pay for him.
What does he do for work?
He will help the dad when the dad needs to feed the animals. He will do all the garbage collection and take the trash cans to be picked on. So if I remind him any job, then I keep the phone for the following week.
Wow.
And if we are the only people in the house, so he has to make sure the sink is clean, because it's his responsibility to wash the dishes that he used in the morning. So if I will find any chores, like the sink has any uncleaned utensils, he will get like a deduction. I keep the phone. So if he doesn't do any of his chores, which he is supposed to do, I will keep the phone for a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does it work out normally?
Sometimes he will follow the rules. Sometimes he forgets, and ignorance is no defense. So he has to pay for his ignorance. But I keep reminding him that people are using him to make money. Because if he is watching a YouTuber, people are making money out of him liking. But I ask, can you make money out of the phone?
Wow.
So I keep reminding him, remember, you are helping other people to be rich. So what are you doing to be rich? So that's all that I always tell him.
Wow. And Emmanuel is a good boy, isn't he?
He's trying. He's really trying. Training children is not easy. As a parent, we are trainers. It takes a very long time for children to get to the training, and I will always say I'm successful if he can do the job without my reminder.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how I look at it, that we are training. And for somebody, you are successful only when the trainee is able to do the job without being reminded.
Wow.
And it takes time, sometimes just to remember that the trainee sometimes will forget. It is okay, but remind them. And when they succeed in the training, tell them, oh, I can see improvement, and they are very happy.
That's wonderful, Dr. Eunice.
So I
you.
find at this age, especially the 14-year-olds, they have a lot of things going on in their body. There is a lot of hormonal changes. There is a lot of influence from the world, because they are trying to get their footing in different things. They are trying to get their footing with friends, with all this. So sometimes I make a joke and ask them, like, what do you want to do? What would you like to buy? Like, they will say, I want to buy a car. Then I say, how much? 10,000. I say, oh, you do know a car is a liability? How much do you have? Then I say, think about it. So we will only discuss what he is bringing, and I will use that to train. Yeah.
Very good. You must have had very good training from your parents.
Because when we were growing up, our parents didn't have a lot of time with us because they had to go and look for food. But they always told us and reminded us that education is the key. In Swahili we say, elimu ni ngao, adui hawezi kukunyang'anya. Education is the shield, or like a weapon the enemy cannot take from you. Any money the enemy can take, any other thing the enemy can take, but education nobody can take from you, and you can carry that weapon wherever you go. So that's always I tell my son, what do you want to be? Then I will start calling them that name. Like for him, I call him professor of engineering.
Wow, that's what he wants to be.
That's what he wants to be. So I always say, I always call him that name. Every day I remind him, what is the professor saying?
Beautiful.
So that I can start, it's called in another language, radicalization. You start radicalizing their mind to seeing what they would want to be. So, and that's what my dad did. He always used to tell us, oh, I went to the bank, I saw a girl looking like you. So we could say, are there girls working in the bank? I would like to be like them.
Oh, yes.
So I got that from my mom and my dad.
Envisioning success.
Yeah, envisioning. So I will always call my children what they want to be. Like my daughter, I always call her doctor. But she's just starting the university. So I started calling her doctor when she was 14 years old. And every Tuesday, I will say, now today we are praying for dreams. I will continue asking them, what did you say you want to be? And we have, every Tuesday we are praying for the dreams.
Beautiful.
And keep reminding them, oh, did you say you wanted to be a doctor? So I will say, what did you say you want to be? So that they can remember.
Wow,
Yeah.
That is so beautiful, Dr. Eunice. That could help many, many parents. We need to envision and go to the next level with the children.
It's true, because we are told that the mind of the children is like clay. We can mold it, continue molding it until it is molded. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's very interesting bringing up children, but if we are persistent and we continue training, and above all praying for them and telling them to pray for themselves. Yeah, telling them to pray for themselves and to pray for their dreams. Yeah, and I believe with God everything is possible.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Eunice. This has been a beautiful lesson. I'm going to share this with many people. So thank you. And give us your full name, Eunice.
My name is Eunice, and the other one is Waithaka, Waithaka.
And you are a doctor in what field?
My basic training is teaching. I've been a teacher for over 30 years. And then I did my PhD in community health and development, majoring in health system management. Yeah.
Beautiful. And you have 5 children?
I have 4 children.
4 children.
Yeah.
And you brought Emmanuel today. He's your youngest.
Yeah, Emmanuel is my baby.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
And it's quite a different world now that you're raising him in, right?
Yeah, it's quite a different world, but values never change.
Right.
Biblical values from the time of creation, they never change.
Amen.
Systems may change, people may change, but biblical values do not change. And that's what we want to train our children in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And how many languages do you speak?
I speak my mother tongue, which is Kikuyu, and that's a dialect in Kenya. I also speak Swahili, which is a common language in Eastern Africa. Over 18 countries can speak Swahili, and currently being made like a national language in Africa. I also speak English, which I have learned in school since I was in grade 1. I also speak other languages in Kenya, like 5 languages. Yeah.
Emmanuel, could you come? Emmanuel's wearing the lion king. Stand by your mother. You match. So sweet. This is Emmanuel, and this is Dr. Eunice. And he's wearing the Lion King. Isn't that sweet? He's 14. And you know, the real Lion King is Jesus, because he's the Lion of Judah, right? And we were learning in church today that in the book of Matthew, Jesus is the king. And he's the lion. Maybe stand close together there. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. You know, maybe I should, well, I'm going to start a new one just for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Because you know, what I need to do is,